Hello everyone and welcome to another almost as good as a live stream. So we've got two very stupid videos here. I think the second video just might be a little dumber than the first because this won't kill you. Anyway, Alpha M, he apparently he's partnered with bodybuilding.com. For those of you who don't know who Alpha M is, we'll just quickly look up his channel. So basically he runs kind of a men's fashion channel. He does do a fair bit of fitness stuff, but it's primarily fashion. What clothes should you wear? What jewelry you should wear? Crap like that. He's a gay dude. Like, I don't know if he does any like pickup artist stuff. I don't think he does. It's primarily like shoes, clothing, crap like that. I was gonna say makeup, but I don't think he recommends men wear makeup. So that's basically what he does. He's got 4.7 million subs on his main channel, so he's a pretty big name. So now it seems like he's getting more into fitness stuff, and this is one of the worst workouts I've ever seen in my life. I'd love to get a hold of his full program because it's just stupid. So we're just going to go through this. We're going to watch it at 1.5 times speed because it's kind of long, 21 minutes, so we're just going to try to blow through this.
Gentlemen, my name's Aaron Marino from Alpha M, and today I'm going to take you through the first workout for my program, Tailored. 6 weeks to living lean, available.
Okay. This is part of a 6-week program.
On bodybuilding.com, all access. Today we're going to hit chest, we're going to hit triceps. There are 11...
Yes. The hallmark of a terrible program, body part splits. So I'm guessing he's hitting one body part once per week, which is far from ideal. Muscle protein synthesis only occurs for about 24 to 48 hours after exercise. Technically, it does go on further than that, but it's very, very minuscule, at least in natural lifters. So ideally, you want to hit the same muscle groups at least twice per week, sometimes more depending on a number of factors: how fast you recover, how long you've been training, where you are in a specific program, things like that. You might want to push it at, like, especially in the case of certain body parts, you may need to hit it 3, 4, 5 times per week, depending on a number of factors. But yeah, hitting each body part once per week, really, really stupid idea. So total fail right off the bat. So we've got push-ups, pec deck flies, dumbbell bench press, dumbbell fly, bench press? What? We have dumbbell bench press and bench press in the same day. Okay. Chest dip, and then push-ups again. So we have push-ups and push-ups again? Why? What? Yeah, so this already, like, you know, this doesn't make any sense. Why the hell are you doing 7 exercises for chest? There's a limit to how much volume you can do in one session and actually get a benefit from it. So I'd say past like the 3rd or 4th exercise here, there's really no point in continuing on. Like, just stupid. And then we have triceps, rope push down, tricep dip on bench, skull crusher, dumbbell, tricep kickback. I don't know why you're doing more than 2 exercises for triceps in a single session. Doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess we'll let him explain.
Exercises in total. The workout is intense, but you really need to make sure that you're using a weight you can control. It's about range of motion, it's about control. It starts with push-ups. All right, guys.
So, like, push-ups, it's not necessarily a bad choice, but, I mean, it's kind of odd. It's sort of an odd thing to do at... Yeah, I mean, I guess the idea of this program is, like, weight loss, primarily, just look better. Like, I mean, if you're trying to lose weight pretty quickly, and I'm assuming the idea of this is to lose weight pretty quickly because it's a 6-week program, or maybe you just got lazy and you didn't want to write, like, 12 weeks worth of dieting and training, but odd choice to have push-ups and at the very beginning of your workout and then again at the end. Again, it's not that push-ups are necessarily a bad exercise. It's just a strange choice. You'd want to do hypertrophy-focused training. I guess this is sort of for noob lifters, so maybe it's not a bad choice, but push-ups at the beginning when you have free weights to use, just kind of weird.
All right, so the first exercise is push-ups, one of my all-time favorite moves. The reason I love it so much, it allows your body to warm up, it works the chest, it engages the shoulders and your triceps. All right, so we're starting with...
Okay, so he's saying this is sort of more of a warm-up. Fair enough. I just think it's kind of weird to start a weight training, like free weight workout with a calisthenics exercise like this, especially for like something like push-ups. Maybe for somebody who's totally new to the gym, this might make a bit of sense. But, if you have a decent amount of experience in the gym, it's just kind of odd. I mean, average guy who's been training for a few years, you can bang out like 40, 50 push-ups pretty easily.
4 sets, 12 to 30 reps. The idea is that you're allowing your muscles to warm up. 12 to 30 is the rep range.
Okay, so this is basically a warm-up.
Those of you a little bit stronger.
So this isn't... So the way he's explaining this, it's not actually so much of you're not really doing working sets, but if this is just a warm-up, why are you doing 4 sets? How much warming up do you need?
I'd say hit 30. For those of you even more in the beginner range, you can go to your knees, no problem, right? The idea is that you're doing them at a nice speed, nothing too fast, not bouncing the chest. All right, so first set's down. In terms of rest, I'm only resting 30 to 45 seconds. My philosophy when it comes to working out is that I'm gonna work the muscles as hard as I can in the shortest amount of time possible. Set number 2.
Okay, so that doesn't sound like a warm-up anymore.
By reducing the rest time, you're gonna increase the workload. You're not gonna be as strong, but the idea here is to gain function, strength.
Like, the thing is, okay, if you're gonna burn yourself out by doing push-ups right at the beginning of your workout, you're not gonna be able to lift the same weight or reps or do as many sets on something like the bench, which is going to get you a lot more of a muscle building benefit, so...
And endurance.
Again, just kind of weird.
Something else you're gonna notice. The first set is gonna be stronger, you're gonna do more. With each successive set, you're not gonna be able to do as much. It's okay. It's all about contraction, control, and getting those muscles to work.
Okay, yeah, so this isn't a warm-up. Like, at the beginning he's like, this is a warm-up, and then he's saying, oh, we're gonna really burn ourselves out right at the... Weird.
It's already getting pretty tough. Last set. If you haven't tried condensing and making the rest shorter, it is going to challenge your muscles, challenge your body, and make them respond and grow in a way that you've never experienced. All right, guys, congratulations.
Okay, so this is kind of an interesting sort of topic. Reducing the rest in between sets is a way to increase intensity in a workout. Is that necessarily a good thing? No, not always. Again, you kind of want to manage intensity throughout the week so that you don't burn yourself out. Maybe you want to make sure you hit certain numbers in a certain day. So that's not necessarily something that you want to do, at least with every session, and especially at the very beginning of a training cycle. So I don't think, like, obviously he didn't really put any kind of thought into this, so it's just kind of, like, none of this really goes together all too well. So right away, the first 2 problems, why the hell are you basically burning your chest out on an exercise that isn't going to let you put as much stress across, a muscle that you want to build? Why would you waste all of your energy on push-ups rather than something like bench, which is going to build a lot more muscle on your chest? Doesn't make any sense. And also, why are you doing 30-second rest periods when that's just going to increase intensity in the workout, and then you're going to have bigger issues with fatigue management later on? And if you're doing this right at the very beginning of a training cycle, well, you're kind of just fucking yourself. Why would you do that? Just doesn't make any sense. You're just making fatigue management all that more difficult.
First exercise down, second one coming up. Now with the pec deck, this is an incredible exercise to really isolate your chest and get a good stretch. Set the weight, we're doing 10 to 12 reps, somewhere in that neighborhood. Start here, feel the...
Right, so crap exercise. I know some people really like doing this isolation type work, you know, flies, dumbbell flies, pec deck flies, whatever. Really, really garbage exercise. You're, like, again, big, heavy compound lifts will get you the most muscle mass, most strength. Why would you start off with an isolation exercise rather than a good, heavy compound lift like the bench press? What would have made sense is maybe, you know, do the bench press, do push-ups, and then maybe kind of burn yourself out a little more with the flies. The priority here is just really, really weird.
Floor, elbows back, good stretch with a pause when you're back. It's all about that squeeze, gentlemen. It's all about that squeeze, that control, that contraction. If you can do 12 reps, it's pretty easy. Time to increase the weight. Feels so good. After push-ups, your chest, your shoulders, already on fire.
And this guy, like, you know, he has a good physique, don't get me wrong, but he's freaking tiny. The only reason he kind of has these round muscle bellies like he does is because he's really freaking short. If, like, I mean, this fluff and pump crap, unless you're really short and you have an easy time putting on muscle, you're not going to really get much out of this.
Already feeling this. Guys, rest. 30 to 45 seconds, no longer. Set 2.
Like, again, the advice to rest as little as possible, it's not necessarily good advice. Resting for 1 to 2 minutes is generally a good idea because, again, the less you rest, the more intense the workout becomes, and you don't necessarily want to make the workout more intense because that gives you issues with fatigue management. If you're going to do really high volume work, you also want to keep the intensity relatively low so you don't burn yourself out. So why would you do really high volume, and he admits this is a really high volume workout, why would you do a really high volume workout and then just add on unnecessary intensity on top of that? It doesn't make any sense.
I increased the weight because I got 12 pretty easy. Next time you're working out, when you try this, I want you to pause, right? A lot of guys just speed through this and they're like, oh, I'm not getting results. Yeah, you're not getting results because you're going too fast. Remember, guys, it's about control, squeeze, making sure you're using a weight that's...
No, I think they're not getting results because they're following your exercise selection and your training split, which is really retarded. Yeah, I mean, you can only get so far doing push-ups and isolation work, and then by the time he actually does any compounds, well, okay, you have no strength left. So you can barely even lift any weight.
Manageable. It's a whole different workout, whole different level of results. Set it down and rest.
And then he just does this over again. I'll skip ahead to the next thing.
All right, guys, exercise 2 complete. Now, let's grab some dumbbells. We're doing chest press. Dumbbell press.
And really, if he was being reasonable, this would be the last exercise. But, like, so we've gone from burning ourselves out with push-ups, burning ourselves out even more with flies, and now you're finally doing like a good heavy compound lift, but you have no strength left at this point, so you can barely lift any friggin' weight anyway, and you're choosing something like dumbbell presses, which require a lot more balance on top of that. Like, again, just really weird exercise selection, and the way he, what's the word I'm looking for? Just the way he prioritizes things. Like, why wouldn't you do this first? That would make the most amount of sense. This is an exercise that you can use a lot more weight with. It's a compound exercise. It will give you the most amount of hypertrophy. Why wouldn't you do that first and then do something like push-ups and then flies?
It's one of my other favorite exercises. Rep range between 8 and 12. You're gonna progressively...
So, like, really, we've done as many push-ups as we could do. We've burnt ourselves out with, you know, the flies. 8 to 12 reps on the dumbbells. What weight are you going to be doing? Like 30, 40 pounds? Like, you won't be able to fucking lift anything.
Increase the weight as the sets progress. We're shooting for 3 sets. Remember, 8 to 12 reps. Make sure you are also controlling the weight on the way back and on the way up.
Notice how he's
Down,
not sweating at all.
And up. Don't slam.
So he's not actually, this is all like edited bullcrap. He hasn't actually worked out. He's just using really light weights that he can manage easily, and he's not even getting a full set in.
Slam them together. All right, you want to make sure you're using a weight you can control. If you can't,
This is all fake.
then just lighten it. Remember, guys,
It's not an actual
Don't worry about
workout.
lifting heavy. It's not about that. It's about you getting the best workout you can. Don't worry about strength. That'll come.
Yeah,
Breathe in on the way down.
You're doing dumbbell presses with 55 pounds, and you're assuring us the strength will come.
Out
Sure
on
it
the way
will.
up when you're doing the work. Once again, notice my elbows. Nice and wide, protecting your shoulders. Set them down. Rest. Once again, about 30, 45 seconds. Since we're going to be trying to increase strength, I would go a little bit.
So, that was a grinder at the end there. He was
elbows.
really
Nice and
grinding.
wide, protecting your shoulders.
So, he's done 2 exercises already. He's burnt himself out. Now he's aiming to do up to 12 reps on the dumbbell presses, and he's going to failure on every single set, and he's only resting for like 30 to 45 seconds? Like, this doesn't work.
Set them down.
Try doing this. You won't be able to lift any freaking weight.
Rest. Once again, about 30, 45 seconds. Since we're going to be trying to increase strength, I would go a little bit longer with the 45 seconds as opposed to 30, because this is a tough exercise, and you want to make sure
And
that you're
then
not,
he admits
going
it.
too fast.
And then he admits he can't even handle, he can't even handle the amount of rest he's giving himself.
Using a weight that's too heavy and end up hurting yourself. And so take rest, but not too long. Set them back. So you may be asking yourself, wait a second, you're doing dumbbells before flat bench? This is crazy. You're using a lot of stabilizing muscles
How is
in the
he-
beginning of a workout.
What? He keeps increasing weight. I'm not getting this. Is he pyramiding? And so the outline we were given at the beginning of each exercise, he's not actually following it.
I want you to be stronger. Later on, we're going to do bench press with the straight bar, and you're going to be not as strong there, but don't worry, there's a method to the madness. All right, guys. Third set. Time to move on.
So what? He only got like 4 reps there? I thought he was aiming for 8 to 12.
Fourth exercise is dumbbell flies.
Okay, stupid. Another worthless
dumbbell flies.
isolation
An
exercise
exercise
for
that
no
doesn't get-
reason. You've already done pec deck flies. What's doing basically the same exercise going to do?
As much love as I personally feel that it should. You want to use a weight that's manageable. The elbows need to stay up. You don't want your shoulder to be at risk for injury. Elbows back, good stretch, and up. We're shooting for
So
8
yeah, more
to
fluff
12
and
reps.
pump bull crap.
4 sets.
So yeah, aside from the push-ups, which they're like again, it's not necessarily a bad exercise, but if we're focusing on hypertrophy and not just endurance, so like he's only really done 1 heavy compound lift so far, and really dumb exercise selection.
Notice that my elbows are not straight. They're not locked, my arms. You want to make sure that you're keeping a little bit of flexion in those arms so you don't put any extra strain or pressure on the joints. Good stretch. Elbows up, together. Rest. Once again, 30, 45 seconds.
Okay, so he went to failure, supposedly, and now he's adding weight, even though he said we're aiming for 8 to 12 reps. Like, this is just totally fabricated. Yeah, this whole thing doesn't make any sense.
What you gotta worry about is how that muscle feels, how you work it.
So, I think what they did was, they had him do like 3 or 4 reps with each weight, and then he just filmed a final rep where he like pretends to be struggling. But yeah, notice how he's not sweating, he's not getting red, and he's a pretty light-skinned guy too. If he was really struggling, I'm sure he'd start to get red in the face, and you'd see more redness just all around his body. So I think the way they filmed this, just so they could get the whole filming done quickly as well, because they obviously rented out this whole gym space. I think they just had him do 3 or 4 reps with each different weight and edited it in a way where it looked like, oh, he did like 8 to 12 and he really struggled on the last one. So yeah, the whole outline, the way he outlined like the beginning of the workout and what he's going to do for each exercise, it's not possible. So this is just complete horseshit.
All right, so if you can do that with a 5-pound dumbbell or a 35-pound dumbbell, it doesn't matter. Stay safe, stay healthy, and make sure that you're working those muscles as hard as you can.
Yeah, see how there's an edit between every single rep there. I think he might have only gotten 2 reps or something. I think they might have actually repeated some of the reps.
For me, I got other things to do. I'm a busy guy, probably much like yourself. I don't want to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours in the gym. And so one of the benefits to doing my program is that it's going to save you time. You're going to get in, you're going to get out, and you're going to get the best workouts of your life.
Yeah, I think those are the same shots repeated over and over again.
One more set.
They don't... That's funny. Yeah. I think they're repeating the exact same shots. This is pretty hilarious.
That concludes this exercise. Congratulations, and get ready. Because next up, we got bench press. All right, guys, remember?
Okay, and again, this makes no sense. You've already done an adequate amount of volume for the session, so why you're doing just more and more and more that's not going to even give you any benefit when you're just preaching about saving time in the gym doesn't make any friggin' sense. And also, why didn't you start with the big heavy compound lifts first and then moved on to the isolation exercises? Doesn't make any freaking sense. Total, like, your priority, the way you prioritize certain exercises is just complete nonsense.
How this whole workout I've been talking about, don't worry about how strong you are. It's all about getting in there, getting those muscle fibers to engage and break down. We're shooting for 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps.
Okay, he doesn't know how to bench press. Legs off the floor.
Nice and controlled, slow on the way down, press it up.
Yeah, I wonder why he can only bench 135. Maybe it's because you don't know how to press. No arch in his back. Legs aren't on the floor. No stability. Way higher risk of fucking up your shoulders.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard right now.
Doesn't even tuck his elbows in either, so he's like mostly pressing, like he's pressing a lot with his shoulders the way he's doing it.
I'm getting
and triceps.
Incredible workout. You guys are gonna know exactly how I'm feeling, what I'm talking about when you give this a try. You're gonna love it.
He's not even doing a workout.
And
they can't even show him doing more than 2 consecutive reps.
Rest. This workout is designed for building your muscles larger, but also muscle endurance. This isn't a strength. You're not gonna
Yeah, your muscles aren't gonna get larger doing this.
become a power lifter from this workout. All right, this is about getting in, getting out, and getting the best workout you've ever had. Now, one thing I do that...
If this is the best workout you've ever had, then you've just never exercised before.
you can try if you want to, is actually elevate your feet and cross them. For me, this takes a lot of pressure and strain off of my lower back. It also forces me not to use my legs to cheat. I've got to use all chest, all shoulders, all triceps, all the time.
What? What? Can't use my legs to cheat? What the fuck is he talking about? Am I like in crazy land? How do you cheat with your legs on the bench press? Your legs are there to help keep you stable. Is that cheating? And again, why is he having back pain on the bench press? Like, is there something really wrong with him? This makes no sense. Basically, the way he's doing this, he's just making it so he can't lift as much weight because he's in an unstable position. He also has no arch in his back, which means he has to rely more on shoulder and tricep strength rather than actually focusing on his chest, which is kind of the point of doing bench press to begin with. It is a chest workout, after all. Yes, it is a tricep workout, so maybe you have that excuse. And you're just massively increasing your risk of shoulder injury by doing this stupid bullcrap. Your shoulders are the most... It's the most unstable part of your body. And I think most gym injuries are actually caused by the bench press. So when you do this kind of crap where you lift your legs off the bench, cross your legs, you're not in a stable position, you're just increasing your risk of getting an injury on one of the exercises that you're most likely to get an injury in. And he has a suicide grip? Oh my god, this is brutal.
One more. All right.
Yeah, suicide grip. He doesn't even know how to grip the frickin' bar. So, yeah, obviously you want to curl your thumb underneath the bar so it doesn't fall out and crush you. It's also much more stable, and you can keep your wrist straighter by doing that. I think it's a stupid bodybuilder thing. I don't know why they do it. But you have to curl your wrists way far back when you do that. Well, when you curl your wrists back, you actually don't have as much leverage, so you can't lift as much weight. So don't do a suicide grip because that's dangerous, stupid, mechanically inefficient. Grip the bar like a normal frickin' person and keep your wrists as straight as possible. Oh man, this is brutal. So this guy who is struggling to bench press 135 pounds, and he hasn't even done a workout. This is all fake. He's only done 2 or 3 repetitions per set, and it's all for the video. He hasn't actually done a workout. He's struggling to lift 135, and he's telling us, oh yeah, this is the best workout you'll ever have. You'll get big, strong muscles doing this. Yeah, where are your big, strong muscles, dude?
Next, gentlemen, we're hitting dips.
I think I've literally seen natural women who can outlift him. Natty women who haven't taken any gear.
All right, gentlemen, this next exercise, bodyweight dips, gives you the best chest bang for your buck, in my opinion. Got 2 different options. The assisted machine...
Okay, so dips are a good exercise, but again, why is he doing these compound lifts right at the very end of his workout, and why is he doing this much freaking volume for one session? There's no point. Like after a certain point, you're going to reach a plateau where any extra volume won't have any benefit to you, and in fact, it can have a negative impact on muscle growth. If you go over the freaking limit, you're just gonna burn yourself out, overreach, and you won't get a benefit from training.
Which is cool. Don't sweat it. If you're too tired at this point to do bodyweight dips, or you're only getting like 2 or 3 reps, go here. You can totally adjust and customize the workout and the exercise for you. We're going 3 sets, 10 to 20 reps, and there's a very broad range.
Okay, we've done push-ups, pec deck flies, dumbbell presses, and what? Dumbbell presses, dumbbell flies, and flat bench. That's 6 exercises so far. On all of those exercises, we've gone to absolute failure. We've also only rested for 30 to 45 seconds. And now we're supposed to do over, what, like 10, 20? Did he say 10 or 20 reps on dips?
Your buck, in my opinion. Got 2 different options. Do bodyweight dips, or you're only getting like 2 or 3 reps, go here. You can totally adjust and customize the workout and the exercise for you. We're going 3 sets, 10 to 20 reps, and there's a...
Yeah, this is just totally ridiculous. Like, good luck doing this crap.
Very broad range here, because depending on you, your ability, and how you're feeling, that's really going to dictate it. For me, I'm shooting for 20, but we'll see what happens. Elbows out. That's another key to this exercise. You don't want to have your elbows back, all right? That puts a lot more pressure and strain on the front of your shoulder.
Oh, and then he
Elbows
cheated.
Out, nice and
He
wide,
went down.
Don't lean too far forward.
So he's not going to get
Chest
more
up,
than 2
elbows
consecutive
out,
reps.
And up, right here. Try not to hyperextend your elbows also. Keep a little bit of flexion in them to make sure
Oh my god, that was 4.
your elbows or shoulders.
Another cut.
Nice and deep.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know
this is
how many
all
that was
fake.
exactly. All I know is that I'm on fire.
Again, if you were to do this many sets, this many reps, this many different exercises, all to failure, only 30 seconds rest in between, good luck doing free weight dips by the end of this and getting any any real amount of repetitions
set.
out of it.
If I had to choose one exercise, like
Any
if I could only do one
benefit
for the
that
rest
you
of
could
my
have
workout
gotten
life,
from doing
bodyweight dips
dips,
would probably
it's
be
gone
that
at
exercise
this
because you
point.
get such an amazing sort of total body. I mean, you're working core, you're working stabilizing muscles, and you get incredible results. And rest.
He only did I'm betting he only did like 3 or 4 actual consecutive reps of dips over this whole period.
You can speed it up, you can slow it down, really make it yours. But the idea is that you're getting an incredible stretch, tearing those muscle fibers, making them rebuild bigger, stronger, more amazing. Guys, great job. But now it's time for push-ups again.
Like, he's not sweating, he's not getting red, and he's a very, like, pale guy. He's not working out.
So before we move on to triceps, we're going back down to the floor, 2 sets of push-ups. We're going 10 to 20.
Why are we doing push-ups again? We did push-ups at the very beginning. We did 4 sets basically till failure. Like, yeah, they pretty much were till failure. The way he made it look, everything was done till failure. Why are we doing push-ups again when we've already done them? Like, again, if you've done the amount of volume you need to do in a session to cause muscle growth, why are you doing any more? Like, again, there's eventually a point you reach where you won't get any more added benefits, so this is just stupid. Like, how dumb is it to write a program where, let's do bench press, 5 other stupid exercises, and then do bench press again? Like, does anyone ever do that? I wonder what the comments are like. Of course, it's a typical bro workout, expected nothing more. Do yourselves a favor and subscribe to people who actually know stuff. The worst workout routine I've ever seen in my life. Kind of stupid not to bench first. It's the most progressive exercise on the list, and not doing it first is a waste. Do any experienced lifters agree with me that this is way too high volume for beginners? Not only is it too high volume for beginners, but it's just too high volume for freaking anyone. Why would you do that much volume in a single session? Nobody does this. It's just stupid. The only people who'd actually get a benefit from this are very heavy steroid users, like, you know, the bodybuilders in the Mr. Olympia. Those are the only people who'd actually get any kind of real benefit from doing this type of training. So for him to market this to beginners is so goddamn stupid, it is just unfreaking real. And especially considering, like, these people haven't really built any strength yet. A lot of these people, they're going to be doing, like, you know, bench press with, like, they can't even do the 45 pounds yet. They're going to be using 10, 20 pounds on each side. So by the time they even start benching, they're going to struggle to even lift the bar. So what good is all of this crap for somebody who's a beginner or even just a novice? It's just ridiculous. This is one of the worst training programs I've ever seen, especially given who this crap is marketed to. It's just insane. So let's see, this goes on for a bit longer. He does triceps. I'd say his tricep routine isn't quite as bad, but again, he just has way too many exercises in one session. If he was going to do triceps, I'd say, like, max, you want to hit maybe 2 different exercises for triceps in a session, but he does triceps pull downs, triceps dips with this stupid, I hate this, like, people who have to use 2 freaking benches to do an exercise, and it's like they're not even actually benching. It's just a waste. Like, I hate people who use equipment like this. Like imagine, like, you know, your typical dude who's going to be interested in this, what, you're not going to be able to even get into the gym until maybe 4 or 5 o'clock after you're finished school or work, and then you think, like, at 4 or 5 o'clock, you'll be able to take up 2 different freaking benches and do this exercise? Stupid. Skull crushers, that's a good exercise, but again, like, why aren't you just picking 2 exercises here? And then triceps kickbacks. I don't like this exercise. I think it's kind of garbage, but that's just my opinion. I don't like exercises where you can't get consistent reps with. Like, it's hard to keep your arm at a certain level. Just the range of motion is kind of funky sometimes. I don't like exercises like this. I'd rather use a machine, do dips, skull crushers, something that I can get more consistent reps in, and something that's a little easier to progress with, like with kickbacks. It's kind of odd, like your shoulder sometimes gives out before your triceps actually give out. It's just kind of a weird, funky exercise, but yeah, this program was stupid. If he wanted it to make any sense, first of all, he shouldn't be recommending body part splits, and even if he was doing body part splits, he should have picked, like, what, 3 exercises tops for his chest, maybe 2 compounds, 1 isolation, and then 2 exercises for triceps, and then that would have been fairly reasonable. But yeah, Alpha M is kind of a moron who doesn't know how to train. Basically, he just dicks around with different weights, and because he's a little manlet, I think he's like 5'4" tall, if I had to guess. Yeah, like, if he works out a lot, he's gonna look like he has some good muscle mass on him, but he's a really, really tiny guy. If I was standing next to him, he'd look like a little kid. So, terrible advice from someone who doesn't know how to work out, who isn't strong, doesn't really have any real amount of muscle mass. He just kind of looks a bit more bigger than he really is, just because he's short, he's the only person on camera, there's no one standing next to him. So, really dumb. I'm actually going to do a video on this for sure and make fun of it. So, now we're moving on to this. So, one thing I have to point out here, who the fuck uploads videos in a 4:3 aspect ratio anymore? So, this video was made by Golden Era Bookworm. You might remember him as the retard who recommended eating 36 eggs per day. Made that video a while ago, a few months ago. Yeah, 4 months ago. I responded to this video he made, you know, back when he put this out. I don't think he ever ended up making any kind of response back to me, because he knows he's wrong, he knows he's a fucking moron. So he's at it again. Serge Nubret ate 4 kilograms of meat. Serge Nubret's diet, the Golden Era series. So let's look up Serge Nubret. So if you don't know who Serge Nubret is, he's this guy. He competed against Arnold in one of the old 1970s Mr. Olympia titles. I think he got second in the 1974, 76 Olympia, something like that. You can obviously tell he is a steroid user. Here he is next to Arnold. This was when they were a bit younger. So he was comparing size-wise to Arnold back in the day. I think eventually Arnold did outsize him. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at the guy's fucking traps. Like, are you kidding me? They look like huge tumors. So the guy's on steroids, clearly, especially with his trap development. You just can't get that naturally. A lot of androgen receptors are located in your shoulders and traps. So obviously he's taking steroids. Fuck off, Adobe. He's taking steroids, and he's getting a lot of development in his traps shoulders. And look, he looks great. He was a really good bodybuilder at the time. I'm not going to take away his accomplishments, but to say that the reason he looks the way he does is because he ate 4 kilograms, 8 pounds of meat, I don't know, per day. I don't know what this guy is going to claim. That's just ridiculous. The reason he looks like this is because he took steroids. Let's look at other dudes. Vegan, bodybuilder. Let's see what we can find. Ryan Nelson. I think technically Ryan Nelson is actually bigger than Serge Nubret, even though he doesn't technically look like it. Ryan Nelson is like 6'3" or 6'4". Serge Nubret is only like 5'8", so that's kind of why he looks smaller, but he actually has bigger measurements. So, yeah, I mean, oh yeah, Nimai Delgado. I mean, to say that, oh, the reason he was that jacked is because 4 kilograms of meat, well, no. I'm of the opinion Nimai is probably on steroids. This guy, you know, what's his name? Barney Duplessis. I'm friends with him. But, you know, he's a steroid user. I mean, like, the reason people look like this is because they take steroids, is the point I'm trying to make. When people look this freakishly huge, they're on gear. It has nothing to do with their diet. And you can get as freaky and huge as you want if you're taking gear, so long as you're eating enough protein, and you can get that protein from either animal products or plants. Obviously, plants are the healthier, more ethical option. But this guy is trying to say, the only reason Serge Nubret is jacked like that is because he ate 4 kilograms of meat. Just the most stupid thing you can come up with.
Today I'd like to...
Okay.
Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here. Today I'd like to continue looking at the topic of Serge Nubret, in particular his diet. And yes, he actually ate up to 4 kilograms of horse meat a day.
Yeah, that's not going to give you constipation. That's not going to give you heart disease. Actually, how did Serge Nubret die? Serge Nubret death. April 19th, 2011. Let's go to his... mystery surrounds his death. Died at age 72. He actually got pretty lucky then. So he did die fairly young. I think that's below the national average. But for a guy who took steroids and had a horrible diet, he actually got off pretty lucky. So yeah, I don't know how the guy died, but yeah, good luck eating 4 kilograms of horse meat. So that's over 8 pounds. Yeah, that's like 9 pounds, pretty much. Let's see, 4 kilograms. Let's be exact here. 4 times 2.223. Yeah, pretty much 9 pounds if we round up. 8.892 pounds. 9 pounds of horse meat per day. Retarded. How many calories would that even add up to? I'm kind of interested now. Let's add horse. Game meat, horse, raw? Swad horse gram lentils. That's really weird. Horse steak? Beef steak. You know, okay, so I'm guessing horse is a leaner cut of meat than like beef, but I guess we'll put this in. It doesn't really matter if it's raw. So let's see, 4 kilograms, that would be 4,000 grams. So, 4 kilograms of horse meat, that's 5,320 calories. Retarded. Let's see here. Saturated fat, 57 grams. That's just out of this world crazy. 208 milligrams of cholesterol. Again, terrible for you. 855 grams of protein. Absolutely no one in the world needs that much protein. I think the only exception to people who actually need that much protein to recover from an injury are burn victims. I have seen some studies showing that burn victims actually need a lot of protein in their diet to effectively recover, like as effectively as possible. So 855 grams of protein, that's stupid. No one needs that. So again, exercise is what causes muscle growth. If you sit on your ass and eat like this, you're going to just become a fat ass. You're not going to grow muscle. So exercise is what actually causes muscle growth, and your diet, the protein you intake, facilitates that muscle growth. 855 grams of protein, that's way more protein than you'd ever need under any circumstance for muscle growth, so that's stupid. You do get lots of B vitamins here, but I mean, you could eat potatoes and basically get a shit ton of vitamins. Yeah, if you ate 5,000 calories of anything, you'd get a lot of vitamins. Dangerous levels of iron and zinc. You could very easily ingest toxic levels of these metals. So, really stupid. This is extremely fucking dangerous. No, like, I challenge anyone to do this. Who has actually ate 5,000, over 5,000 calories, 8 pounds worth of red meat? Ever. I don't think anyone, like, maybe Andre the Giant could have done that, but no human being could actually eat that much meat and digest it. You'd be shitting out chunks. There's no fucking way.
Now, Serge Nubret is one of these bodybuilders from the golden era that was known to follow his own rules. I'd like to detail his off-season and contest preparation diets as well as his recommendations. Now, his actual recommendations for the average bodybuilder was to actually have 3 grams.
3 grams of protein per pound body weight, absolutely stupid. The most recent research shows that 0.75 grams of protein per pound of body weight is ideal. This is based off of a number of studies that were conducted on powerlifters and bodybuilders. Based on nitrogen balance data, they came to those numbers. And also a very recent, I think it was a meta-analysis, and Alan Aragon was one of the study authors. They also found that 0.75 grams of protein per pound of body weight is the cutoff where if you eat any more protein, there's no additional benefit for muscle growth. So, what is that? So, 3 divided by 0.75, so that's 4 times what you actually need. So stupid. Animal and vegetable protein. You don't need animal protein. No benefit to taking it. No muscle building benefit. So stupid. No supplements. Listen to your body. Whatever.
Protein per pound of body weight. He also recommended having both animal and vegetable protein, as he was actually well known to eat a lot of beans and lentils as well as meat, of course.
Oh, okay. So that's probably why he lived as long as he did. Beans and lentils have a protective effect against all-cause mortality. They are extraordinarily good for you. And I think they're the only food that really consistently shows that they prevent all-cause mortality. So, yeah, beans extremely good for you. If he was eating a lot of beans, even if his overall diet was bad or like had some problems, eating beans probably helped quite a lot. And again, like there was another big study where animal protein intake was associated with an increased risk of all-cause mortality, whereas plant protein wasn't. It had a protective effect. So, what does that tell you?
He wasn't big on supplements, but he did take
this guy, Serge Nubret. So you're telling me this guy, Serge Nubret, wasn't big on supplements? Really? No vitamin S? Steroids? He wasn't big on supplements? Oh, okay.
Vitamins and minerals because he didn't eat lots of fruit or vegetables.
Okay.
But one of the key things he used to say was that he ate whenever he wanted to eat. He would listen to his body, and that no science or no expert or guru would be...
Yeah, I think I know, yeah, there's quite a lot of there's some people who eat whenever they want to eat, and they end up looking like this. So, cool story. This is a dude who strictly watched his diet, very much cared what he looked like, took a lot of steroids, exercised like crazy, fitness fanatic. Yeah, horse shit. This is just stupid. So, I think this is probably blown way out of proportion. The guy probably never ate 4 kilograms of meat per day. That's just horseshit. Would he eat more than the average person? Sure. But look, a lot of these bodybuilders, they have weird ego problems. They like to brag. They like to boast about shit they do. I think if Serge Nubret ever claimed that he ate 4 kilograms of meat per day and he doesn't really watch his diet, fuck right off. Like, you're telling me this guy didn't really watch his diet, pay close attention to what he was eating, checked his calorie intake? Yeah, right.
Be able to dictate as best as his own body's instincts, which I guess is a very, very intelligent way of looking at
Yeah,
things.
bullshit.
Now, when did he eat? God, look at this photo. I mean, it's fantastic. Sorry, I just have to comment. I mean, wow. That's why I put it in there. I mean, he definitely knew what he was doing, right?
Yeah, he knows how to take steroids. He knows that he has to eat a certain amount of food to grow muscle, and he knows that he has to eat less to lose fat. I mean, with that said, this is a guy who carefully watched his diet, exercised like crazy, and took pretty high doses of anabolic steroids. For him to claim he just kind of felt how things were going, no. People don't do that. Look, every person who's lean and looks like this, they carefully track their diet. There's no way of making sure that you don't look like this by accident, just by going on pure, I kind of feel hungry right now, I guess we'll eat some. No, it doesn't happen. So this guy very carefully looked at his diet, made sure he exercised enough, ate enough calories to, gain or lose weight when he needed to, and this bull crap about him eating 4 kilograms of fucking horse meat, that's just made up bullshit.
So he actually ate 3 times a day. Believe it or not, he didn't eat breakfast because during that time he'd be doing basically his cardio workout, which was a lot of waist exercises, as I mentioned in my previous videos.
Waist.
Working on his abdominals, but his
cardio exercise, working his abdominals. Do you know what cardiovascular training is?
first big meal of the day was actually after his first 2 morning workouts. Now, I haven't actually detailed this, but he would sometimes train twice in the morning and once in the afternoon, and then that's the first time he would have his first big meal. In the afternoon, he would eat again before his evening workout, and after that evening workout, he would have one enormous meal, basically. And a lot of people have...
Okay, so this guy, he's a big dude, and he trains like freaking crazy, like you can see. So he'd eat more calories than a normal person. Do I believe that he ate over 5,000 calories worth of horse meat per day? No. That's just horseshit.
criticized this, saying, well, couldn't you just gain fat overnight? And
So let's see, off-season meat, rice, milk, beans, spaghetti, pizza. Okay. Alright. I don't know why you think this is a good diet. Let's just skip ahead some more. Contest. So 3 to 4 kilograms of meat, 600 grams protein, horse or beef. Okay, no, we just looked at Chronometer. There's no way it's just 600 grams of protein. Those numbers are way off. Horse or beef, fish, amino... What? You just said he doesn't take supplements, but he's taking amino acids, multivitamins, minerals. Oh, okay. This isn't making any sense already. Nutritional characteristics of horse meat in comparison with those of beef and pork. Let's see. Muscle samples were subject to proximate analysis, assays for fatty acid profile and minerals, and bone samples, blah, blah, Horse meat had similar levels of protein, 21.1 versus 21 or 21.1%, and lower levels of fat. That's not really surprising compared with beef or pork. So, basically, horse meat has about the same amount of protein, but it has lower levels of fat, which isn't surprising. Much higher levels of palmitoleic and alpha-linoleic acids than beef or pork. Okay, well, that's probably because horses are eating more grass. You can't really feed horses corn or soybeans. They'd literally drop dead. That's probably why. Now, what the hell does this have to do with horse meat having some sort of magical muscle-building property? Absolutely nothing. This guy is just a complete retard who believes crap that delusional bodybuilders from the 70s, said. I mean... Why does he make videos like these? So that was just stupid. Yeah, nobody back then, including Serge Nubret, none of them ate 4 kilograms of horse meat per day. That's ridiculous. That's over 5,000 calories from meat alone. Have fun taking a shit if you're eating that much. You can't. So you'd either become severely constipated or you'd shit out whole chunks of undigested meat. You can't eat that. So, stupid. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's made other stupid videos like this. He's also claimed that you can eat 36 eggs per day and that gives you a steroid-like effect. Try eating 36 eggs in a day. You can't digest it. You'll shit it all out. Total horse crap. So... that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this thing that should be a live stream, but I don't have live streaming on my channel yet. So for those of you still supporting me on Patreon, you should just know that I'm moving off of Patreon and I've created my own website. So if you go to vegangainsofficial.com, you'll see the same reward tiers as on Patreon. The reason I made this website is because Patreon isn't a reliable platform. They kick people off for literally no reason. And I think they've been embezzling money from me. They haven't been paying out what they're actually supposed to. I've emailed them about this, but they're just giving me excuses that don't make any sense, so... but thanks again for everyone who's supporting me on Patreon. Really freaking appreciate it, especially with YouTube being really stupid lately. Let's go to the video manager. So, I don't know. Yeah, so this is really annoying. It's about every other video I make. It gets demonetized for no reason. So when I uploaded this, it got demonetized, then it was remonetized, then it was demonetized again, and it still says review requested. Even though this video had the exact same content, it didn't get demonetized, but my Gillette one, it did get demonetized, this one was monetized, my Frank Tufano one, that was demonetized, so YouTube's bot is acting up again, and, you know, this is what... you know, the crowdfunding, you know, Patreon and everything's for. So, can't thank you guys enough. Makes my life a lot easier. And, yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week. I will get live streaming privileges back on March 17th, for those of you who are wondering. So, I've got... yeah, I guess basically 2 more months, almost exactly. Well, I guess February is a short month, so basically 2 months exactly from now. So, yeah, that is what it is. But thanks again, and hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and I'll see some of you in Discord.